before we started recording, you brought something up that I found interesting, because it's something that I think we're all, whether we're an artist or not, it's something that we're all kind of aware of and either grappling with or like trying to understand how we can use it, or, looking at, some people fear it, some people embrace it. I think, one thing for sure, it's definitely going to continue to evolve and change really life and the way that we go about work and creating and learning and putting out content, which is AI, ChatGPT. And so I think it's always an interesting perspective, especially from creators and creatives, like ourselves. I use it a lot for copywriting now. I use it for decks and, things like that, proposals and that sort of thing. But I found it interesting. You have recently started using ChatGPT a little bit for your artwork. Mm-hmm. So how have you found your way into AI and ChatGPT to help you as an artist create?
Sure. When the AI first came out and we were seeing, images with people with weird hands and stuff like that, I was like, what the heck is this? And I think my initial response was negative. And I think of all the people out there that were being confronted with AI, artists were the most challenged or threatened by AI. And I will say some of the imagery, that's what slowly started to get me, was like some of the imagery was just so fantastic and dreamlike and psychedelic and spiritual. And it's dreamlike. And like a dream is like in your mind, it's a conglomeration of all of your life experiences kind of like put into some kind of weird burrito or something, some kind of weird mishmash of your life. And that's why dreams are so strange. And AI imagery really seems to do that in a way. Some of it is hideous, obviously, but some of it is interesting. It still bothers me that people that have no artistic training will use some prompts, make some art, and say, look at my, in quotation marks, art, and then even sell it, but there's nothing you can really do about it. And, there's always been a lot of artists out there that are better than me or other people. So I had to let go of that. And when that was all happening, I knew a handful of artists that were really embracing it. And I was kind of irritated by them. And I got into some, Facebook arguments, going back and forth. And after a while, this is just like the internet or electricity or something like that. It ain't going nowhere. So I slowly started to soften towards it and experimenting with it. And so one thing I have been doing lately is I never take an AI image and say, this is my art, nor will I ever do that. But I realized I could give it some of my art and then give it some prompts. And so in my style of art, please show me an image of this idea I have. And, oh, okay. And I see it. Okay. Can we move this? Can we change this? Okay. We did that. And then maybe I use that as my, springboard now to make a final piece of art, which it does not look like the thing that in the AI thing that it showed me, but I just use it to kind of help me pull my ideas together. And then, yes, when I got to write a proposal or do something kind of bureaucratic, or clerical, then I will use it to just, not waste so much time writing something that's so boring.
Yeah, 100%.
And also bouncing ideas off clients, commissioned ideas. We can use it to instead of, because before I would just draw all these concepts up. I'd use Adobe Illustrator a lot of times, and that's very time consuming. And now I can just say, here's some of my images, and create this idea in this style. It looks like my stuff. I'm not ripping anybody off. I'm not using somebody else, some other artist's thing. I'm using me. And so it's become a tool for me.
Yeah. do you, knowing how powerful it is and using it as a tool like that, which I think is great and is like creative, like it's not something I had thought of, but it's similar, I guess, to like, if I'm putting together a deck for someone or something like that, like I'll use, for a lot of my decks and things like that, I'll use Canva, and I go in and it's I'd say it's somewhat similar because I go in and they have thousands of templates. And like, it's sort of the same thing where I'll go in and I'm like, oh, I kind of like the direction, the formatting is kind of how I think I'm going to want it. But then by the time I'm done, like, it's like, you could not pick that template that I used out of a lineup because I've then like taken it and made my own, put my own stamp on it and put things the way that I want it from that template. But so I found it I found it interesting, how you're able to use that is almost like, like you said, to kind of get all of because that's what takes, it's the narrowing down, whether you're writing or you're doing whatever, it's taking it and taking this garbled bunch of ideas and things that are in your head. And then all of a sudden you're able to much more quickly with this support bot kind of get you focused in where you want to be.
Absolutely. I have to tell AI a lot to not be so patronizing.
Yeah, totally. It's like frustrating. You're like, just give it to me straight.
All my ideas are not good ideas. They're not wonderful. Like it wants you to think that. Yeah. Please stop with all the damn emojis.
Right. Yes.
No more dashes, no more emojis. And please don't be so patronizing.
Right. Yeah. 100%. And I think you can train it to do that.
Yeah, you can.
To like, no, that's a shit idea, Sonny. Yeah. That's not good. That's
and talk to me like you're Paul Hogan from Crocodile Dundee.
For sure. Where can we see you right around town? I know you got a bunch of stuff out that you have been commissioned to do.
Sure. I mean, I'm in a lot of private homes right now. You can definitely see lots of my art up at Song of the Morning in Vanderbilt. But down here, one of the best places to see my art, little shout out to Keith Hayes and Plaza Antiques and Collectibles, which is on Dix in Lincoln Park. There's quite a large mural in their foyer when you go into the shop there. It's an amazing antique store. Amazing, really. It's not junk. It's all fancy, beautiful things. It's almost like walking around Greenfield Village or something. It's quite big. But when you go in, there's a 14-foot high mural that I did that kind of features famous people of Detroit. Chief Pontiac, Wayne Kramer of the MC5, who actually went to the Lincoln Park High School, Henry Ford, Joe Louis, and Rosa Parks. And it also has some famous buildings like the Seven Sisters, the famous factory that was demolished along the Detroit River, the train station, the Renaissance Center, and also I think they were B-24s. They were the bombers that were built at Willow Run in Ypsilanti, and then also the Tucker Torpedoes cars that were famous cars from the Lincoln Park area in the 1940s. So it's a huge mural, and it's one of my big masterpieces. So
that's cool.
If someone would like to see one of my things, otherwise they're private homes, and I'll have to get you permission.
How does one go about commissioning you if they want you to do a piece for them?
You can go to my very extensive website, jahsunnyarts.com, and there is a heading on there that says commissions that has a very basic kind of starting place. It breaks down my different medium. I tend to do a lot of stuff in acrylic paint, and digital art, which I usually do on Adobe Illustrator. But I'm also extremely accomplished draftsman in pencil, and then watercolor paintings. I do these wood stain paintings. I do a whole bunch of stuff. But if you look at my website, jahsunnyarts.com, you can see that. And I have a whole pricing page on there under the heading commissions.
Do you have some of your original pieces up on there for sale?
There are pieces for sale. I also have an Etsy shop. You can buy t-shirts. There's original finished pieces that are for sale on there. Another place you can see my art, I forgot, I should have mentioned, is at the Capuchin Soup Kitchen. I did a fairly large painting of Father Solanus, who's one of the
Mhm.
he's in line to be one of the first American saints. I think they're looking for one more documented miracle from him, but his
What are the stipulations to be recognized as an official saint? I didn't actually know
that's
that.
a whole nother
I did not
conversation.
know that was it.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of rules. Google it.
So I'm sorry. So where is this the restaurant?
It was originally it was with his relics at the Solanus Casey Center in Detroit. At St. Bonaventure Monastery, but it was moved over to their soup kitchen, which I think is on Mount Elliott. It's the famous Capuchin soup kitchen. I believe it's in one of their boardrooms or something. But you can see that art for sure there.
Do you have what's your house like? Do you have a room that's just filled up with paintings that because I know at least I don't know if you've done one recently, but I know you've done, like the street fairs and things like that. And you've done, the tent setups and things like that and sold your art and posters and things like that. Do you keep a lot of that stuff on hand, like at home? And are you doing more of those?
The bulk of my stuff that I typically show is actually been up at Right Brain Brewery in Traverse City.
I've been there and seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been there for about, it's been 3 years. It's been 3.5 years. It's been there for 3.5 years. It's got my original Jimi Hendrix that I did, and Prince is there, and some images of Haile Selassie. There's an image of my girlfriend up there, Shannon. Hey, Shannon. So that's
are those for sale there? Or did they buy those off of you?
No, they're for sale.
Okay.
And there's also prints up there. There's a box of prints you can flip through. I've sold many of my Dorothys there, actually.
Yeah.
I did one of the Pit Spitters. That's their local baseball team up in Traverse City.
Okay.
And so there's these two angry looking cherries because Traverse City is a cherry place. But I did the cherries drinking a Coke, so it's a cherry Coke. I sold some of those up there. It's one of my sillier pieces, but yeah, you can definitely see my stuff there too. And that's a really cool bar. It's I don't know. There's 40 different pinball machines there. It's an interesting place.
That is a cool brewery. I've been there a couple of times for sure. And I saw your stuff there. When I went there, I did not know. I was not expecting. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Sonny's Prince and Jimi Hendrix I had seen before. Yeah.
A painting of my dog is up there. Actually.
Yes. And we commissioned you last Christmas to do our late great Oscar, our dog, which hangs very prominently and proudly in our home.
Jess's house and see
That's right. Come to my house, come over to see what my dog used to look like. Yeah. Cool. Do you have anything else coming up? Are you doing any DJing around town? Are you
I'm kind of laying off
teaching any yoga? You got any?
Okay. So I do teach figure drawing. I have a new class starting middle of January. If you go to the Northville Art House, Google that, you'll see their classes. I'm teaching a portrait art class, 6-week long portrait art class there. We teach everything fundamentals, from everything from shading to gesture drawing, all kinds of things.
Is that for beginners? Is that
anybody
someone like me come up off the street and
anybody
turn my stick figure into a work of art?
Yep, anybody can take it. Yeah, and I've had everything from teenagers to already accomplished artists that just want to sometimes having a studio space just gives you the place to practice. Sometimes it's hard to discipline ourselves to make sure we can practice. So that's my suspicion, is that people that I see, they sit right down and they're amazing artists. So I suspect they're there because it's a place to practice and maybe learn something new too. I am working on some commissions of their old signs from the 40s, Verner's Soda. It's famous ginger ale here in Detroit. It goes way, way back, 100 years or so. And I've been given some very old Verner's signs, and they're mostly have lost almost all their paint, but they're embossed, so you can feel the art on them. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be making some kind of contemporary versions of those, so stay tuned to see that. I'm always looking for commissions. Me and Brigitte and Jess, we just made some really cool aprons for Song of the Morning.
Yes, we are printing those probably Monday.
Yeah. I just finished, somebody commissioned me to do the Priestess Tarot card. I just finished a fairly large pencil drawing, which really I did like do some therapy on my hands after I did that, but of Lahiri Mahashai.
Yes, I saw a picture of that.
For those who know the guru lineage of Yogananda. And then I'm also actually actively working right now to try to go to school in Europe next year to get my master's degree in fine arts. So really, a lot of my time is being consumed in that direction right now. But always looking for commissions.
You've traveled a lot.
I have traveled a lot. I was in Europe for 3 months with my girlfriend earlier this year. We were in Spain, France, England, and Ireland, really looking for the old sacred places, looking for the goddess, chasing the goddess, and also looking for where the old pagan pre-Christian world bleeds through into the modern world. And
that's cool. It
was very inspiring. You did ask me what inspires me, and travel, definitely.
Yeah.
Getting out of my normal routine. And sometimes being stuck in a normal routine can actually kill inspiration in some ways. So seeing new things, meeting new people, and feeling that feeling of love in my life actually is the more that's going on, the more the art freely flows and doesn't have to be like something I have to sit down and do.
Right. Yeah. For sure. You brought a book with you.
True.
Before I let you go, let's talk about that book.
Okay, well, this is the Global Rastafari Heart book for those who can see what I think people are going to be able to see this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I didn't know if this was just a listening thing.
But no, it's going to be.
Okay, cool. Well, this was started by this guy that goes on Instagram by Kingsley Josiah. I believe he lives in Birmingham in England, and he got a whole bunch of people that have made Rasta art from around the world. Got them together to create 3 books. There's 2 more. This is the first one. I was published in all 3. They're basically a coffee table book with a collection of Rasta art. And I have a couple pages in this one. For those who can see, this is my friend Basie. It's really nice that they gave it a full page. This is a man I know in Jamaica. He lives in Brownstown. My dear friend Ja Pancho. This is his brother-in-law. It was a pencil drawing I did of Basie back in 2011. It's got a picture of me and my dog here and a short little bio. And it's got a couple more of my paintings. This one here is painted in wood stain on a tabletop and is actually at the Rastafari Archives in Los Angeles now. And this piece here is owned by Josh Staff, who's an amazing hat maker, actually, that lives in North Carolina. And this one here of Haile Selassie was sold. It was sold at some art show. I can't quite remember. So yeah, and Kingsley Josiah also was working with the Fairfield House. So I donated quite a few pieces of art to the Fairfield House, which is a home in Bath, England, where Haile Selassie during World War II, Mussolini, the Italians invaded his country. I could digress forever on this subject. Haile Selassie went into exile while there was a armed resistance going on in Ethiopia, and he lived in this home, the Fairfield House in Bath, England. And it's kept as a historical place there, and they do a lot of Rasta functions and other kinds of things that kind of support the British Africans in the area. And so this book was kind of connected to that, and I also donated a bunch of art that went to preserving the Fairfield House and its legacy. So it's all kind of connected into that. And there's artists in this book from every continent. There's people from Japan, there's people from Africa and America, South America. It's amazing.
How did he find you for that, to get that piece?
I think it was, so one of my big art influences, as far as the Rasta thing goes, is Neville Garrick, who did all the backdrops and album covers for Bob Marley. I met him in Detroit and corresponded with him until he passed away a couple of years ago. And then also Ross Daniel Hartman, who you can see him in the movie The Harder They Come with Jimmy Cliff. And he also did a bunch of famous artworks. And he passed away, I think, in Tanzania in the 80s, and his son Otto found my artwork, and he created a legacy page for his father. And I was actually one of the featured artists in that exhibition that he was doing. It was an online exhibition, but I was a featured artist, and that's what I believe. That was what Kingsley Josiah saw and brought me over into this. And
very cool.
They interviewed me on the radio actually for this when this was happening a couple of years ago.
That's awesome. Where is this available? Can you buy it on like Amazon or Barnes and Noble or like?
No, not in Barnes and Noble, but you can contact Kingsley Josiah on Instagram. That's definitely a way. I should know better. There probably is a way. They can be purchased, yes. And they're beautiful.
It's called Global Rastafari Heart.
Yep. Heart as in H-E and then capital A-R-T.
I see what you did there. I see what they did there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it even says Tafari Gallery Fairfield House Exhibition. So that was part of.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Sweet, man. Well, you're a teacher. Any parting words for anyone who wants to get into art, or anyone, they have never done it? Somebody like me, I can't draw, I can do some design, or
it's easy. It's pretty simple. I tell my, I can teach you some techniques. I can teach you some ways to go at things. I can teach you the way the masters approached it, but none of that's going to mean anything if you don't practice. So it's really about practice. And we all have experienced something in our life where we didn't know how to do it, and then we got interested in it, and then we practiced it a bunch. We did it over and over and over again until it became almost second nature. So it's practicing, but it also requires love of what you're doing. So you have to be into it. You have to really want to do it. You have to love it. And that's it.
Do you think anyone could do it? Would you discourage anyone?
Well, what do you mean? I mean, because do I think anybody could do exactly what I do? No.
Yes. No, I do not want, kind of, because I obviously don't want to. Obviously, you and a lot of people are, well, not a lot of people, but there are talented people out there. And there's, someone like me who could never, I don't think, do that pencil drawing. I would say I could never do that. Would you argue with me on that?
Yes, I would. I don't personally believe in good art and bad art. Although if you talked to me 20 years ago, I probably would have said that there is such thing as bad art. But I don't think there is such thing as bad art. I think that what's important about being an artist is never the finished product, because I don't think there's very many artists out there that feel 100% satisfied with any of their art, which is that it's a part of us that compels us to keep working. So, and to do better, but I don't believe in bad art. I think that the important part of it is the experience of creating art and of being creative. Mm-hmm. And I think that people can be creative in many ways other than visual art or music or things we might typically think of as art. But, people are really into making cupcakes or something. They're artists.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Or even somebody that's really good with AutoCAD at Ford Motor Company or something. They're artists too. And somebody that maybe is a therapist that is helping people that are sad or whatever, they're also artists. It's just about really finding what it is we love and practicing it and doing it until we've mastered it, which may never come, but always being on that road towards mastery. So I really do think that once you start thinking my art's bad, my art's good, it's it's not good. It's not a good thing. You should really be, what you should be addicted to is the process and going through it. And just like yoga, remember when you first got into Glida, the thought of doing a 3-pose demonstration to the class was a little intimidating.
Oh yeah.
But now it's
I would write out all my classes. Now, if you asked me to teach a class right now, I'd get up and do it.
Yeah. No piece of paper, no nothing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really about repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting just because you think of, again, creative, of you're just creative and it's a natural thing. But so to hear you kind of still use the old practice makes perfect kind of thing and something that you just think people are just naturally inclined to do, which I'm sure there is that natural inclination as well, is interesting. So
we're also creating things off the backs of our ancestors and the people that came before us. There's nobody that's inspired from a vacuum. we're all inspired by the things that came in the people and the work that was done before us. And that goes all the way back to when we were scratching stuff on walls in caves.
Sure.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, with that, I mean, I appreciate you coming by.
Thanks.
It's been great chatting with you.
I'm a good talker, you know.
Yeah,
just give me a microphone.
I love this. I love being able to sit in like a controlled environment and just like chat with you guys and like just kind of like pick your brain. And like that's always been like my thing from like music and band and like artist management and stuff like that, is that like, you know, I'm just always so curious and like interested in like speaking with people and like finding out about their processes and kind of, you know, that sort of thing for like stuff that like I can't do or I don't do or I don't think I can do. So that's why it's always been like, you know, like with music, it was like I love music, but I can't play any instruments. I can't sing, you know, I can freestyle in my head, but like that's about it. So like that was very much what drew me to that. And I think also, you know, continues to draw me, not as much in music, but with you guys as artists and doing the Creature Comforts thing, is just that kind of appreciation and fascination with you guys and like respect and, you know, admiration and all that for what you guys do. Just kind of being a fanboy a little bit, you know, like, so.
Yeah, but you're an artist at bringing people together.
Sure.
And,
yeah.
you know, creating, like, I'm looking at all these monitors and microphones and things. It's a little daunting.
I did not plug these in. I just hit record.
Oh, okay.
I just hit record.
But still, you're an idea man. And the fact that you're bringing us together and, you know, lifting some people up that maybe don't have the limelight they deserve. I'm not necessarily speaking for myself, but, you know, really trying to work with the creative community and the creativity you have yourself and everything. And finding those commonalities amongst people doing different things, you know, I think is one of your gifts. So
cool. Well, yeah, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. And again, I'm happy you could be a part of it. Glad we're friends, and, you know, I appreciate you coming by.
Happy to be here, and definitely happy to be your friend.
All right, man.
Thank you.